Maybe. Holy shit.
Is Jason not doing it today?
Good evening, everybody, and welcome to another episode of the MMA Corner Prediction Show. As tonight we're going to give you a doubleheader as we break down both UFC Fight Night 53 and UFC Fight Night 54. As always, this episode is brought to you by BattleBomb, the only pain reliever with the knockout power. BattleBomb.com. Check them out. Bony Asai, I say it every time. Excellent weight loss products, energy products, all of that kind of stuff. Go to the MMAcorner.com, halfway down the page, click on Vitor. Everything you need is right there. They're running excellent specials right now. Definitely get in there and check that out. I'm your host, Josh Davis, alongside my co-host, Jose Young. And to answer Jose's question, no, it does not appear that Jason will be with us tonight, so it's just going to be the two of us. Anyways, a lot to talk about tonight. Holy crap, 2 cards. You know how the UFC does it. This, like I've been saying for a long time, this is going to be the future of the way the UFC does things as they continue to break into the new markets. Before I start rambling, though, let's start UFC Fight Night 53. Jose, give us your thoughts.
Oh boy, where to start? I mean, this is a pretty top-heavy card. I mean, the main event is Gunnar Nelson, the adopted son of Ireland, Conor McGregor's teammate, undefeated, going up against Rick Story, former welterweight contender. I mean, he did have that run. He does have a win over Johnny Hendricks, but it's kind of been one of those gatekeepers. Like, you feed him someone like a Kelvin Gastelum, and you see how they perform against him, and Kelvin beat Rick Story, so he got propelled into the next tier of welterweights, into the top 15. Same thing with Gunnar Nelson. Gunnar Nelson has been putting people away with his submissions and his excellent game, and so they need to give him a test, give him Rick Story. If he can beat Rick Story, stick him in the top 15, give him a top 15 fighter. This is the main event. It doesn't feel like a main event, though, to the U.S. fans. Over in Europe, this is a great main event. People love Gunnar Nelson. I've seen tabloids of people talking about what Gunnar Nelson's hair is looking like in his native Iceland. So he's a big deal in Europe. He's not that big of a deal in America yet. If you had stuck this fight on the prelims of UFC 178, replace this fight or replace the Brian Ebersol Josh Howard fight with this fight, that fight's money. That fight card is even more money. It's just a great card. Co-main event, Kira Corsani, Max Holloway. I think Max Holloway is setting the record for the youngest fighter in the UFC to ever have 10 fights. He's breaking Stefan Struve's record in Stefan Struve's home country of Sweden. So always fun to watch. Last one of those guys that's anytime, anywhere, any place. So just a fantastic talent. Did lose to Conor McGregor. I think he beat Dennis Bermudez, but he obviously lost to Dennis Bermudez, who's on that win streak. But just one of those Donald Cerrone guys who just is never in a bad fight, and even when he loses, it's kind of exciting. And other than that, those top 2 fights, it's not really anything. I mean, you can say Eli Latifi is on a 3-fight win streak, is on the main card. You got Dennis Seaver, featherweight veteran. You got Tor Troing, Alexander Gustafsson's teammate Nico Masoki, who does have a win over Alexio Sakar. But other than those fights, this is one of those just weak fight pass cards to the United States fans. But over in Europe, this is a huge card.